Today I'm wandering along Ginninderra Creek, which rises sort of in the north of the ACT on the New South Wales border and generally flows down through the Gungahlin area, through Belconnen, and then out near Macgregor and Dunlop, the suburbs. Once it hits there, generally heads west, makes confluence with the Murrumbidgee River at Ginninderra Falls. Let's head on further down here, down this path, and see if we can get down towards the creek. See what we can find down there. There actually is native water rats, ricali, ibis, occasional crane, plenty of ducks. And, well, through this area anyway, there's a wombat that lives somewhere around here. You'll see the odd kangaroo and echidnas. So it's quite a nice little wildlife haven. So if we just head over here, there's a bridge that goes across the creek. Let's see what we can see. This is looking upstream towards Latham, actually. There's a couple of ducks down there you can see puddling around. And you'll notice how flat it is on either side of the creek. This is a massive floodplain, and in heavy rains, all the catchment area up in Gungahlin collects all that rain, and this could be 100 metres wide, and this bridge almost goes underwater. But at the moment, it's actually looking lovely. Just moving on further upstream. And incidentally, the word Ginninderra comes from the Ngunnawal language, the Ngunnawal being the local custodians of this land. And it means either sparkling waters or little ray of sunlight. Sadly, the waters aren't actually sparkling these days, given that the water now comes from all the runoff from all the suburbs it runs through. But it's still a pretty little creek, I can tell you. I should mention while I'm here that the wattle is out, and it's really stunning this year. Very, very bright. I don't know if it's because of all the rain we've had, but it is just magnificent. This quiet little stretch of the creek here, it's got some lovely deep pools. And as I said, there's water rats in here, native water rats. They're quite secretive and you don't see them that often. And actually I haven't seen one for a few months. But with the summer months coming up, they should probably become a bit more active. Now I just have to wander back through all this and have to just watch out a bit, because although it's still winter, it's starting to warm up. And there's a lot of, quite a few snakes down here, mainly red-bellied black snakes and brown snakes, eastern browns, both of which are quite deadly. But if you make enough noise, they generally go away and they'll leave you alone. You'll often see these little trails leading through the grass like this, and they're either wombats or kangaroos tend to make them. And we'll just follow this one down through the grass, watching out for snakes, of course. And we come to, as you can see, got a lovely little rock pool sort of area. very peaceful. I think a lot of the kids come down here as well, use these trails and fish for yabbies. There's plenty of them in the creek. Anyway, we'll move on. I should mention that a lot of this area around here is a lot of granite boulders, as you can see. And they become, it's good habitat for lizards, especially Cunningham skinks, which you'll see laying on the rocks in the sun. Not at the moment, it's a bit chilly for them, but during the summer months they'll be out and about. And I think it's very important that we keep these sort of wildlife corridors, keep them nice and clean, you know, make sure rubbish doesn't go down the drains, because these are sort of the lifeblood of our rivers like the Murrumbidgee, because this flows straight into the Murrumbidgee at Ginninderra Falls. So it's important that we keep tennis balls, plastics, all that stuff out. It's a bit further upstream and you can see it's quite still here. If you look across there, you can see that there's a pipe coming out. Now that would have been an old intermittent stream years ago, before this suburb was built. Now it just collects rainwater coming off the roads, coming off the gutters and all that, which feeds straight into the creek, which as you can see, it's no longer sparkling as much as it should. Anyway, let's move on. Well, I've covered about a 1 kilometre stretch of the creek here where it runs through Macgregor. It's quite lovely, but I'd just like to show you this little spot down here. Once again, watching out for snakes and the odd blackberry. But maybe the water's a little bit more sparkling here. Let's see. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the little stroll along the creek. Maybe later I'll head further upstream where it runs through Latham. There's a beautiful gorge and quite stunning, to be honest, and surprising that it's in the middle of suburbia. Anyway, cheers for now.